This arc of Gintama is looking to be very, very fun. Oh yes. I already like it so far with the setup of this episode. I actually didn't even think it was going to be an arc until it said to be continued. And I'm like, whoa, we're getting into like some form of body swapping arc? That's pretty cool. It really is. So, this week's episode of Gintama has it to where, what if, hear me out, what if Hijikata was the main character? That's kind of what this is, and in a sense, it's hilarious. It's like Hijikata and Gintoki switching places. They kind of switch bodies, and we get to see how they would change their sides of life. For instance, how the police would be changed, and also how odd jobs would be changed if they both swap bodies. And just to see how this episode was done, it was a very unique experience just to see how the characters kind of acted a little bit different than they normally do, but also getting to see like how everybody's freaking out with the change of personality. Like when it came to Hijikata inside of Gintoki's body, and then all of a sudden Gintoki wrote down rules, like the odd job rules, and he's like, here you go, here's your salary, here's your pay, go pay my rent, here's the rent, like go pay it, give it to her, and then all of a sudden everybody's freaking out. I think that was one of my favorite moments of the episode, when you see everybody freaking out, like, oh my god, a meteor's coming, a meteor's gonna land, you know, because Gintoki's paying his damn rent. That's like unheard of. And some of the things in this episode was just too damn funny. Like for instance, some of those scenes in this episode, like with, you know, Hijikata and Gintoki, when they first met each other, they were both ordering their favorite food, and they're like, wait, what's going on here? And just to see that, it's so funny. Like, some of the situations in this episode were very priceless for Gintama this week. And it was definitely a great way to start my morning for Wednesday, just to give me a good laugh. One of the things I want to talk about is the final part of this episode. We get to see a scientific invention that can actually make it to where humans can swap bodies, or living creatures can swap bodies. For instance, what we saw with Hijikata and Gintoki. But we come to find out that this invention that can do stuff like that was reduced to a machine that puts egg over rice. Only Gintama could do something like that. It just, oh my god. Gintama can be so random, but so funny, and so priceless with some of its comedy. Like that right there, just to see how this machine that was designed to put egg over rice, and it was so sophisticated, but then it's used for that, but it can be used to swap bodies. It's hilarious. I think that makes it even better when it comes to the situation of this, of how a machine made their body swap was thanks to a machine that could put egg over rice. Okay, so what was the main funny parts to me this episode? I have to say it was definitely when it came down to the meteorite scene where everybody's freaking out because Gintoki's paying his damn rent. And then also getting to see Hijikata's like being lazy and stuff. He's like, I'm going to go take a nap. Oh my god, that's great. When he was like going to go take a nap. It seems like this arc might not be too serious. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back. I think this arc, when it comes to Gintama, I think it probably will tell a good, meaningful story. Because this, in a way, I feel like this arc is going to be a way to have it to where Hijikata and Gintoki grow closer connected. Because they've always had these parallels between each other in some ways. And I wonder if this arc is going to be used to show them connecting a little bit more and being able to understand the situation they both live in and the life they live. I wonder if that's what this arc is going to be really used for. It's not going to be as serious as some arcs, but this arc is going to be mainly there for character development for these two characters. And if it does go that way, I'm looking forward to it, because I love myself some character development when it comes to Gintama. Oh yeah, one thing I want to mention before I actually end this video. The one scene where Hijikata, when he's in Gintoki's body and they're on the rooftop, and then all of a sudden you see it to where Kagura and Shinpachi, they come up behind Hijikata or Gintoki's body, and they grab him by the head and slam him on the ground. To see that scene to where Gintoki and Hijikata's body is like, oh, I think you guys need to punish him. Give him a punishment. Anyone that's like that and doesn't pay you all that needs to be punished. And, you know, Gintoki's getting off all easy because he's glad it's not him, or technically not him at the moment, that's getting abused. And he just walks off and leaves his body, Hijikata, getting abused by odd jobs. And what was ironic about that is right after that was done, when he walks through the door and he's like, whoo, I got off that easy, he gets shot by a fucking rocket launcher. And we get to see Sogo messing with Hijikata once again. And I'm like, oh yes, he does that all the time, doesn't he? And to see when Gintoki, he got up and he's like, oh my god, like, I can't get away from this. It's funny. It just shows you what life both of these characters live. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. You'll have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.